Senate is about Nigeria and Nigerians.
Welcome to Inside the Senate. I am Hussaina Amina Abuki, your anchor. The 10th Senate resumes for business on the 4th of July 2023. In order to refresh our minds, we shall take the journey of this Senate from inception till the day it went on recess. Highlight of this period includes the induction of the new legislators, including an insight into the resources available to lawmakers to fulfill their responsibilities. We also have an interview with Senator Mukhtar Dandutse as we sought his perspective on the 10th Senate. All of these coming your way after this timeout. Do stay tuned.
The agenda of a lawmaker want to make law
to ensure peace and security of this country.
My main aim is to do the core mandate.
Representation that will bring a lot of improvement.
Thanks for joining us. Following the general election of February 2023, new lawmakers for the National Assembly emerged. Only 33 out of the 109 senators in the 9th Senate were returned elected, giving a percentage of less than 31. According to party affiliations, the 10th Senate has 59 senators under the APC, 36 PDP senators, 8 senators from the Labour Party, 2 from NNPP, while APGA and YPP have 1 each. Like with every new assembly, the National Institute for Legislative Studies, in collaboration with the National Assembly, organized an induction which took place from Monday the 8th of May to Thursday the 25th of May 2023 at the International Conference Center, Abuja. Let's review the exercise in our first report in the program.
According to the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies NIDS, it is extremely important to hold an induction ceremony intended to educate lawmakers-elect on legislative business for members of the 10th National Assembly. This was due to the fact that more than 70% of federal lawmakers coming into the 10th Assembly are first-time lawmakers. Various resource persons held sessions to indoctrinate members and senators-elect while highlighting issues that would confront them.
You have to be bold, because I still say till today, that we don't need the Civil Defense Corps. I'm bold to say it, because what else are they adding to the police? You create the Civil Defense Corps and then you fund it better than the police? No. Now there is a bill. As advisor to the president, I was one of those who opposed the signing assent to the Peace Corps bill, and I still oppose, because what is it going to add to the security architecture? We don't need more institutions. We need more funding for the existing institutions.
Nigeria is safer than when we were appointed. And it will keep getting better. For the armed forces especially, we're already, reviewing many of the things we've done over the past 2 years. And then also retooling, looking at our equipment disposition, our training framework, what impact it has made among several other issues.
The Chief of the Air Staff is soliciting the assistance of this 10th Assembly with regards to the acquisition or replacement of our aging transport fleet. The C-130 has been with us for over 40 years, and there is the need for us to replace them with newer platforms that are in existence today.
It is a desire to obtain and deliver justice to the people. So when you are out legislating, what is the motivation for that law that you are presenting as a bill for consideration before the National Assembly? Do you have your people at heart when conceiving that particular bill? What do you want to achieve? Anything short of justice, commendable as that bill may be, it will not deliver effectively, efficiently to the people.
So I've discovered a 2 billion naira fraud in the executive arm of government, and I'm oversighting them. All of a sudden I keep quiet. Nothing happens anymore. Who do we blame? And then we need to ask ourselves as parliamentarians, all the reports that you have been given, how many has been implemented? Are we barking and biting? Or just barking without biting or without being able to do anything? Why would you summon somebody and then they come to you, put you behind closed doors, and then we hear nothing anymore? It doesn't behold respect on parliamentarians. So moving on to the 10th Assembly, and I was looking through the bio of a lot of you that came into Parliament. I think this 10th Assembly is determined to make a whole lot of difference. And you see, the difference is going to be more with you than with the leadership.
Executive arm of government.
Inside, the Senate spoke with some of the lawmakers during the induction to find out their opinions about the trainings as well as their plans for the job ahead.
Apart from getting ourselves acquitted, it also gave me an orientation whereby it will help me sponsor some bills or something like that for the good governance of my country, Nigeria. And then actually it gives me a guide how to get my legislators' aid, recruit my legislators' aid. So it also, I think it really educated me for so many things, which I think it will help me to work together, and then to work together with my colleagues, and in part to be a very good legislator.
Nigerians deserve better living than we presently have, and working with the executive arm of government, we should be able to deliver improved living conditions for the Nigerian people.
Every day, no matter how little knowledge is, I think is fundamental. I'm making knowledge in terms of capacity building and induction program, I think is worthy of praise. For us as senators, we need to learn. We will put heads together with the opposition to ensure a peaceful and good governance in this country.
With the check and balances by the National Assembly and Executive, we know what it is. So we believe the Ninth Assembly, they have done their best, and while coming, we are going to do our best. All we are saying that the checking and balances for the betterment of Nigeria, so which we all believe in. So both the executive and the legislature, they are going to put in their best for a better Nigeria.
I am very, very gender conscious, and I intend to ensure, even in my programs, my zonal intervention programs, there's a lot of empowerment for women. I believe that women are the backbone of the family. They are the heart and soul of the society. And if they're not fine, society can never be fine. And you can see it from the way this country is.
The induction came to an end with a dinner organized in honor of the incoming legislators at the Transcorp Hotel, Abuja. In a speech at the dinner, the clerk to the National Assembly, Alhaji Sani Magaji Tambuwal, expressed gratitude to all that contributed to the success of the induction.
I also thank most sincerely the leadership of the Senate and the House of Representatives for their tremendous support during the preparation leading to this exercise.
Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies NILS, Professor Abubakar Olarinwaju Suleiman, used the opportunity to speak on some of the courses of studies available at the Institute.
The Institute offers both short courses and certificate courses that include postgraduate diplomas and degrees in specialized aspects of legislative practices, system, and administration. We also offer a wide range of services to support members in drafting bills and motion free of charge.
Newly appointed British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. Richard Montgomery, spoke on the position of the legislature in a democratic dispensation.
Are the head, the heart, and the soul of Nigerian democracy. On you, as I think Clement has said, democratic accountability and good governance depend. So it will be no surprise to you that we are very committed to supporting Nigeria's democracy whenever we are asked to do so. We welcomed the recent passage of significant constitutional reforms and a new electoral act, and it's important that the 10th National Assembly continues this good work.
Those were highlights of the induction of new lawmakers. Aside that training, NILS has other resources available to help senators and indeed lawmakers carry out their duties effectively. Speaking in his office, the Director General of Nat'l, Professor Abubakar Suleiman, highlighted some of the services provided to lawmakers by the institution to include drafting bills, appraising legislative proposals and drafts, as well as conducting research, amongst others. Preparation of briefs of argument that details the purpose of a bill. Following up on the process, after the passage of proposed legislations at first and second readings and referred to appropriate committees for further legislative input. Drafting of motions for lawmakers. Carrying out research that form the basis of decisions taken by the legislature. Setting agenda for the legislature as well as formulating programs that are aimed at strengthening the country's democracy. Implementing results-driven actions on policy work. Providing specialized courses for both legislators and their aides.
We have another set of program lined up for them, especially for all the newcomers, both from the Senate and House of Representatives. And that new set of training is done in a way that is done in batches, subject to the approval of our governing council. We want to make sure it's mandatory on all members to attend. You know, a very intense, academic program to put them clinically on details on budgeting process, details on bill, passage, bill making, motion drafting, all these details. That's the third stage of training.
Owing to the significance of standing committees in the legislative process, the DG says heads of those committees are also trained to guarantee the integrity of the legislative process.
The third stage of training is to organize a retreat for the committee chairman of both the House and the Senate before they even sit down to do serious work, because lawmaking is about committee work. The committee is the engine room of lawmaking of the parliament.
That was the DG of Nat'l speaking on some of its support activities to ensure that the 10th Senate hits the ground running. We'll take a break here to open our Senate notebook. When we return, a review of the inauguration of the 10th Senate. Keep watching.
The Legislative Chamber is a revered hall used by parliamentarians across the world to enact laws, deliberate on issues and problems of constituents with a view to profiling solutions. It is a stage where legislative deliberations and actions are taken by the representatives of the people to address the yearnings and aspirations of the citizenry. Legislators are protected from prosecution on account of remarks made in the chamber.
The agenda of a lawmaker want to make law.
To ensure peace and security of this country.
My main aim is to do the core mandate.
Representation that will bring a lot of improvement.
In exercise of the powers vested upon me by such...
The 10th Senate was inaugurated on the 13th of June 2023. Activities started with the reading of the proclamation issued by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to mark the first session of the 10th National Assembly by the Clerk of the National Assembly, Sani Tambawal.
I, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in exercise of the powers vested upon me by Section 64(3) aforesaid, and of all other powers enabling me in that behalf, thereby proclaim that the first session of the 10th National Assembly shall hold at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, 13th June 2023 in the National Assembly Complex, Abuja, given under my hand and the public seal of the Federal Republic of Nigeria at Abuja this second day of June 2023.
The election of the leadership was the first major activity for the day. There were two nominations for the position of the President of the Senate and the contest was between Senator Godswill Akpabio from Akwa Ibom North Senatorial District and Senator Abdulaziz Yari from Zamfara West Senatorial District. After nominations were concluded, the clerk to the National Assembly conducted the election for the Senate President through secret ballot. Lawmakers cast their votes in alphabetical order. At the end of the counting of the votes, Senator Godswill Akpabio polled 63 out of the 109 votes cast to emerge President of the 10th Senate. Senator Godswill Akpabio was then sworn in as the 15th President of the Senate.
And prosperity
and prosperity
of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I stand to nominate Senator Jibrin Barau
for the seat of the Deputy President of the 10th Senate. Senator Barau Jibrin from Kano North was nominated unopposed, thereby automatically making him the Deputy Senate President of the 10th Senate.
I solemnly affirm
that I will be faithful.
With the principal offices of the 10th Senate occupied, the inauguration of the senators-elect took place at exactly 10 a.m. While giving his acceptance speech, President of the 10th Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, thanked the lawmakers for making him their choice, noting that the 10th Senate will make laws that will attract direct foreign investments into Nigeria and better the lives of Nigerians.
This Senate is about Nigeria and Nigerians. And so long as the policies that come to these chambers concern the empowerment and upliftment of Nigerians, we shall dwell and deliberate and then have robust debate on them with public hearings. The current administration has brought about the acronym of renewed hope. And I think this Senate will join in ensuring a total renewal of hope for Nigerians, where there seem to have been no hope. I had the opportunity of serving as a governor, and I warned my people who work with me that I do not still believe in politically motivated infrastructure. Therefore, the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria will ensure very serious oversight functions. We shall carry out very serious oversight functions to make sure that we do not waste the resources of the country.
The next day, being 14th of June 2023, Senate President Godswill Akpabio set up a welfare committee headed by Senator Isa Jibril and Senator Darlington Wokocha as the vice. The committee is expected to help senators and indeed the 10th Senate settle down to business when it resumes on the 4th of July.
Almost a week or 2 weeks to complete their work. So the clerk, you lead them and direct them as appropriate.
Among other decisions taken by the 10th Senate, it resolved to send official correspondence to the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, notifying him of the emergence of his leadership and its readiness to receive official communications.
The agenda of a lawmaker want to make law
to ensure peace and security of this country.
My main aim is to do the core mandate.
Representation that will bring a lot of improvement.
Welcome back. Lawmakers of the 10th Senate have continued to reveal their legislative agenda as they resume office. One of those the Inside the Senate crew interacted with is Senator Mukhtar Dandutse. He speaks about the 10th Senate, especially on the emergence of the new leadership, an election he described as a keen contest.
It is very interesting in politics. There must be a winner, there must be a loser. So for posterity reason, election was held and it was contested between incoming Senate President who was sworn in at that time, Senator Godswill Akpabio and Senator Abdulaziz Yari, which each and every senator has voted, and the outcome of the result has given victory to Senator Akpabio, who was sworn in. And if you look at the Deputy Senate President, it was unopposed. So automatically all the senators has agreed that he can be the Deputy Senate President.
According to Senator Dandutse, as the 10th Assembly kicks off, the most fundamental thing is the yearning of all Nigerians.
We have a lot of challenges in terms of economy, security, and climate changes and other natural disasters that are happening throughout the world. But economy is fundamental, is the key to success, and the security situation also. We expect the ongoing reform, which was hoped to be carried by the President and Commander-in-Chief, Asuwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it will lead the result to end all forms of criminalities, banditry, Boko Haram, IFOP, and the rest of the organized crimes.
Senator Dandutse shares that the 10th Senate is willing to support the current administration in addressing issues facing the country.
We as lawmakers will make sure we support the executives in terms of making smooth and good governance in all the sectors of the economy and security.
On a personal note, Senator Mukhtar Dandutse shares his legislative agenda as a member of the 10th Senate.
As a senator, legislative participation is a key to any legislator, and for someone to be efficient and effective, he has to contribute to whatever debates, whatever motion or bills that comes into the flow of the House. And the most fundamental aspect of our legislative project must be for the peace, security, and good governance of this country, irrespective of party affiliation, and also irrespective of region, for the betterment of Nigeria.
As we draw the curtains, Inside the Senate promises to continue to bring you details of events as they unfold and as the new Senate tackles the responsibilities before it. Thanks for watching and see you again next week.